I don't know. Fixed or variable? Fixed or variable? Fixed or variable?
Okay, that is so the question of the hour.
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward together with the Decker team.
So we're honored that for over 30 years, we've been able to come alongside you, not only selling and buying real estate over 3,117 times, also been able to come alongside you to help you build your faith, build your fun, build your finances, and even strengthen, heal, and flourish inside of your relationships. Really, 30 years of building your life, your wealth, and your home. So in this episode, we get to explore what the factors are to consider when you're talking about what type of mortgage, locked or fixed, and how to still keep sleeping through it all.
Yes, that's a great analogy, right? And you know what's been funny is we have a mortgage broker that she prescribed for the last, 10, 15 years for
all our
for us to go variable.
Variable.
And I've always gone fixed. Now, why is that? I don't take their advice.
Well, I actually know why. And this is not a show telling you what your prescription is, because each of us has to discover the answer for us or for themselves. We had to discover it for us. And you get to discover it for yourself. For us, the question wasn't, where are we going to have the most money or have not the most money? Although that's important, that wasn't as important as, will we sleep well at night or not? And knowing what the payment would be was a bigger piece for me. And for you, I think, because there were years, and there was a few times where we had variable on certain properties and mortgages. But for the most part, we've subscribed to the fixed theory. And for the first decade of our real estate owning, that worked well for us. Now, it hasn't worked so well the last probably 20 years. I said 10, but truth is, it's probably more like 20. And yet,
because
we've kept sleeping.
If rates are stable or going down, you're always going to win with a variable rate.
You will. Financially.
If rates are going up, then eventually your variable is going to lose over a 5-year fixed.
Right. So it really is, do you listen to what one of my clients sent me a message saying, what should I do? Go fixed or variable? Fixed or variable? And it really was what her message was. Well, several of our clients have, but one in particular. And she said, I went variable, but now I'm thinking I should have gone fixed, and now I don't know. And she said, but conventional wisdom says go variable. Well, conventional, common maybe, but what works for you?
Yeah, there is no conventional wisdom on that, because some would say fixed.
Some would.
Yeah.
But maybe not for the same reason as somebody would go variable. And if somebody's been in a situation where they lost their house because their rate was variable, like back, and I know I'm going back to the 80s now, but the reality is those that were in locked in rates, as long as they didn't renew during the bubble, right, they could keep their house because their payment wasn't affected. Those that had to renew were in trouble, and those that were on a variable were inevitably in trouble.
Yeah. And so if you have to, that's the beauty is, let's say you had to renew when it's high and you think it's the highest it can ever be. Well, then you could go variable, or you could go like a 6 month or a 1 year, so that you can renew as the rates are going down. So if rates are on their way down, you either want short terms or you want variable, so that it follows the market down. If the rates are going up and you know they're going up, like the government's been telling us they've been going up for a long time, and they've been doing it. And by the way, I need to say this. It's my opinion, okay? I know Yetta loves it when I get a little out there. I think that the government waited way too long to raise the interest rates. They caused the bubble in real estate. They caused it to accelerate too fast.
You're opinionated.
And yes, and now They're throwing the pendulum the other way. They're raising it too high, too fast. It takes probably 6 months to 9 months for the effects of an interest rate hike to take effect in the economy. And every 3 months, they're throwing it up 0.75%. I believe they're throwing the pendulum too far, and probably about mid-2023, we might see interest rates settle back down a little bit because they're going to cause a problem by raising them too fast and too late, by the way.
Oh my.
How's that?
Okay, I don't even know what to do with that right now, but if you want controversy, we got it. We got it going on. And so we're still going to invite you, though, for a quick 15-minute clarity call. And really, the point of that conversation is going to be, should you be speaking to a specific broker? Should you be considering a different way of navigating your money than you've been doing? And we're not going to give you the answers because our answer may not be the right answer for you. We're really just going to ask a few clarifying questions. Mm-hmm. That's why we call it a clarity call. 15 minutes, it's free, it doesn't cost you anything. But what they tend to do is give you some new things to consider that's specific to your situation, not a general market analysis.
So here's some things to consider. I'd like to just, if you're thinking variable or fixed, maybe you're coming up for a new renewal, or maybe you're buying, what am I going to do? First thing is look at the interest differential. How big a difference it is between the variable rate and the fixed rate. Mm-hmm. And right now, when I looked, it was less than about 0.5%. Not a big difference. So for me, the peace of mind of locking in for 0.5% and knowing my rates aren't going to go up for 5 years is a good thing. Also, if you take a 5-year term, that's typically the highest discounted rate. Typically.
Right.
So there's something to factor in as well. Yeah.
And when you go to lock in and you're on a variable and you're already in the institution, already have your mortgage, you're likely not getting as big a discount on the locked in rate than you would have if you'd locked in at the beginning.
Yeah. So what you're saying is if you went to a variable convertible,
right,
means it starts variable and at any time you can lock the rate in. When you go to lock it in, it's not going to be at as high as a discounted rate as it would be if you'd locked in at the beginning.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I know.
Was that confusing?
It was a little confusing. Okay, I just need to clear that up a little bit.
Okay. And then I think the other thing is, are you thinking of selling soon? Mm-hmm. If you're thinking of selling soon, now, either if you have a mortgage that's portable, meaning you can take it with you, but depending on the price range of home you're going to, maybe you're selling a larger home and going to a smaller home and you don't need a mortgage at all anymore. So then you really want to think about, how do I avoid the penalties? Like, what kind of mortgage do I want? And
can you sleep at night with the fact that if the rates went up, you would pay more money? For instance, you know that property we talked about in the previous segment, that $613,000 mortgage? If rates went up 2%, so let's say they went up to 6.59, that would be $700 a month more. Can you afford $700 a month more? Or does that mean maybe you get into financial struggles or you lose your home or whatever? Then if you can afford the fixed rate, do that. The other thing that they tell you to do is if you want to go variable, increase your payment to what it would be at the fixed rate and pay extra principal while the rates are lower.
Right. So you have less of an amount to even mortgage when it comes time for renewal.
Mm-hmm. Right. So weigh the facts and make the best decision that feels best to you. We're honored to be your advocates on this journey of wealth in real estate and creating your life exponential.
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward.